Okay, here we are, next week's update. And man, what a week it's been. I think there was something like 7 tornadoes in the area, and I don't know how many cold funnels. It's just been haywire. Enough hail that people had to stop on the side of the highway. So it's been a strange summer. Anyways, on to my tomatoes here. And they're doing good. They're doing quite good. This is the Maxi Cat box. And it's actually now the shortest of the tomatoes, which is a little bit interesting. My amaryllis is still going in the RX-15 box. And it's got a lot of foliage. It doesn't have quite as many blooms on it. Although you can see up in the back corner there, the one sun sugar is getting a lot of blooms. So obviously the RX-15, although it grows really good, there's not as many blooms as I'd like to see. Certainly not as many blooms as what's in the Maxi Cat box. Then we come over here to our 2020 box. And it is actually the tallest. Man, I've had to trim off the tops of both the RX-15 and the 2020 box because they've gotten so tall. This guy has a lot of blooms on both of the tomatoes in here, the little sun sugar and the marvelous stripe. They were first to fruit out. Got some nice little guys coming there on the sun sugar. Got a little guy there on this marvelous stripe. And down in here, I saw it yesterday when I was doing a bunch of trimming. There is a nice big one. So it looks like this 2020 box is actually the best at the moment. Then you come over to the 28-10-10. And it's got lots of foliage. We're getting more of the blooms on it, but I think it's struggling to bloom. What you would expect with a 28-10-10, you'd expect lots of foliage, lots of growth, but I think it's struggling. Now, earlier in one of my other videos, I had talked about that the Maxi Cat box wasn't drinking as much water as the other three. And that keeps playing out. I refilled all the waters earlier this week, and again, the Maxi Cat didn't need as much water as the other three. So if you go back to my fertilizer video, I talked about the NPK and the various parts and what they did. Also, to grow plants, you need basically 4 things. You need sun, you need CO2, you need nutrients, and you need water. And when you increase one, when you hit the max on it, you need to increase the others. So I think what's happening here is the sun, can't change that. Can't change the light. All the boxes are getting the same light. CO2 is in the air. I'm not doing anything to augment that, so that's not changing. So the only thing that's different really between the boxes is the nutrients, the fertilizer. And I think what's happening, because obviously the 3 boxes, the RX15, the 20-20-20, and the 28-10-10, the plants are sucking up more nutrients, getting bigger, and therefore they're drinking more water. So that's quite interesting. Another thing that I hadn't noticed before, because it's the first time I've done one of these experiments, is look at the size of those leaves. Now this is the MaxiCat box. You come over and look at the size of the leaves on these others. So that is just a huge leaf. And it's not just one, it's lots of them are huge like that. So that's another interesting thing, that the leaves and the stems in the MaxiCat box are really strong. So next year, I think I'm going to have to try another project. Start out with the 20-20-20, and I've got some Super Bloom fertilizer that's, I think it's 10-48-20 or something like that. And that might be something worthwhile trying next year. That when the tomatoes start to bloom, I'll take one box and hit her hard with the bloom fertilizer and see where we go from there. That's a next year project. So anyways, that's it for this week. Just hanging out in the greenhouse, and again it's like 13 degrees. I think we might have 2 days over 20 degrees this week. Man, the heat units are so down. Normally I'm eating tomatoes like mad. This year, no. It's just too cold. 5 years in a row our heat units have been dropping, and this is the worst in 5 years. So at the end of the year it'll be interesting to see how many heat units we ended up. That's making it tough. Might end up having to put a heater in my greenhouse. Anyways, have a great day. Enjoy yourself and have fun in your gardens.